Misha, I trust you very little. But you know what? I asked for this today.
Hey Kenny, I just wanted to let you know that you made a grave mistake putting no rules to this battle. I'm sorry in advance.
These are pretty cool bananas.
I'm not playing it. 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 I'm not playing it.
No? Yeah.
No. 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 No.
These are pretty cool.
Misha, you're in last place.
Well, that was fun. So I wanted to actually apologize. 'Cause I did not intend for this to be as chaotic as like it came off as. I legit was like having a good time, just around, I guess. Pardon my French, I'll bleep that out. Also, thank you guys for the support on this, because I've just been receiving messages being like, that was the craziest beat ever, or like there were some like really funny comments on the Twitch stream, and I swear to God, who are you people? I was literally up at like 2 a.m. reading these. Some of these are really funny, and then some of these are just kind of like, what the why? Why were you thinking this? I decided to pick my favorites, and I'm gonna go through them quickly. I have like 3 of them that are really, really funny. There's this one. Just look at that for a second. Yeah, this one here. Okay, there's this one. Not as good, but still, you know, really got my attention, really was funny. And then there's this one, like, just, it's my favorite, at least. So yeah, thank you guys. We're gonna get into the breakdown. Oh, and also, there was a moment where I promised some people I would record this for my pool. And as you can see, this isn't my pool. Sorry. But I will do something at the end for you guys, like closing tips and stuff like that, for people who want to get to know how I produce, how to do stuff that is kind of like left field, and just kind of justify my liberal arts degree that I'm going to be graduating with in the spring of this year, actually. So, by the way, you guys are all invited to the graduation party. I just figured I'd let you guys know. Beautiful. I also want to shout out my friend Cody, as he gave me a good majority of these samples for his kit that he's selling. So I will put the link somewhere on the screen. Yeah, I don't know. Or I can just put it in the description if I upload this to YouTube, which I don't think I will, but if this is on YouTube, then I definitely lied to myself. So yeah, just let's get into this. So I essentially started out with, you know, like, I started out by crying. I like to start like by finding something that really sticks out to me. So the only thing that really stuck out to me, well, a lot of did, because I mean, anyway, a lot of the like this sus like kind of stuck out to me, so I was like, I'm gonna just make that like rhythmically repeat, like that one as well. And so I basically just took everything here, and then I kind of like went into here. I obviously, you know, self-explanatory, just repeats over and over again. It's very basic. I also threw in a couple things of vocal chopping here to make it interesting. So like,
a transition
These are pretty cool, you
Yeah, just to like make it seem less like repetitive. I also just left some parts at the beginning,
Oh, these are pretty cool bananas.
just for like build up before the initial drop, you know, as tension and release implies. I also included this thing here. It adds a little bit more. It's like 2 screams. I just didn't put it there. I get very sloppy sometimes. I'm sorry. Don't judge me. Yeah, so I started out with an 808 pattern that kind of felt, you know, easy. Just yeah. That was basically the main structure of the entire beat. Everything else kind of builds upon that, as you know, beats usually do. So, and then there's this, you know, clap. And you can't see it here, but I put it very slightly off the 3, because I'm a hipster. No, I'm joking. No. Yeah. So the clap is very slightly off the 3. Like, look at that. Look at that space. Look at that space. Always put space. Unless you don't want to, in which case it's a moot point. But yeah, so both of those fit together very well. You know, hand in hand. So I also added this hat. It will show up at like the end of 4. Like that, just like randomly. I didn't want to put too much of that in there because it would have gotten like hella annoying. If I had too much of that, it would have drowned out everything else, especially the sample when it came to that. So I kind of just stylistically put that in there. I also added this thing, which also came from, actually I'm gonna do this one. It also came from Cody's sample pack. It's like it sounds kind of like a drum break. I don't know what the original thing is. I'll find it here, one sec. So this is the original one. Yeah, kind of the same. I processed it a little differently. I basically just quantized it into the spot that I needed it to, and I pitched it a little bit. You can't see it here because it's consolidated, but I pitched it down and made it rhythmically fit by using the warp tool here, the send BPM. It takes a little bit of practice to like find the right sweet spot, but once you figure out your method, it's fast. I usually just do this. I will take it and I will I will warp it and then unwarp it so it stays in the thing, and then I will just, oh yeah, see, you'll get this, and then I will just like do this until it fits within all of the things. I never actually do the like control U, which is quantize or something like that, because I don't want to make it sound too robot-y, and I know you can change that with the beats and preserve transients and stuff like that, but I don't want to like, it just feels natural this way. It feels like somebody actually like playing it. I don't know, it's better in my head. Then later on in the main section, there is a hi-hat. Pretty like, I also left room for it to have room for the clap. So it just, I feel like this alone could be a beat either way. I just felt like this was very, like, a lot of it kind of meshed together. But a lot of this kind of also comes naturally to me. Just from, like, a rhythm standpoint. I don't play drums, but when I was a kid, I would, like slap random like, I was one of those kids who would, like, drum on the desk, but I would never actually learn how to play drums afterwards, so I got really good at recognizing, like, rhythms. And, just hearing tones and, like, everyday stuff, like, just, I thought that would, like, sample this. Do it. Cool. Anyway, yeah, so this kind of fit together. It was fun. So all together the drums sound like this in the main section. Cool. And then over here it'll change, but like this little section where it just goes like this. Like the breakdown kind of helped amplify the ending part here, especially with this part. Yeah. Oh, also, for the 808s, I did a little thing where I took a part of this and then put it at the beginning and warped it up 24 semitones. So it did like a little fun stuff. Also, for processing on the 808, for those who are curious, it is not a Sophie 808. I said that earlier, but I made it sound like one with some processing. So I took Camel Crusher. I'm sorry. Here's what the original 808 sounds like. Yeah, basic fart 808. Very wow. With these settings on it, makes it sound louder and more crazy. And then I also put RC20 on it, which I don't know if this is like technically illegal to do in the music world, but I put RC20 on and then I put 808 Dirt Punch, which, I mean, it's a setting, so it's probably not illegal. So it just made it muffled a little bit, and then punchier. It gets that little just like sharper, but also like muffled as well. It's weird. It's like it's both sharp and muffled at the same time, in my opinion. That just could be my ears. Granted, I'm not a music student or anything. Totally not. Totally not a music student. Totally not. No, definitely a music student. So that's processing on there. No processing on the clap. On the hi-hat. Oh, actually, I really enjoyed making this because this is what the hi-hat originally sounded like. Let me turn all this off. Oh, one sec. Right? Not quite what I needed. So what I did was I EQ'd it to get the higher pitched stuff, right? And then I threw Camel Crusher on it just to make it louder. British Clean, the secret. I use British Clean in like a good majority of my beats. And then I added RC20, but I with the digital texture gives it a little bit of like life. Now it's like a slightly like the formant's kind of down. It's very like it's like hollowed out. Yet it's still like high pitched, which is sick. And it fits out underneath the rest of it just enough so that it's not like too punchy, because I didn't want it to sound like this. Like, I didn't want this. No. Anyway, there's that. Not too much processing on any of this stuff. isotope for just, I think it was the year thing, just to make it seem flatter. And not like too forward with like bass and stuff like that. So now it's time for the I took what I did from that. Oh, sorry, I'm punching the mic. Sorry. Okay. The only thing I really did think about was where it placed in, like, in conjunction to the drums. Mainly the kick and the snare. So, like, it kind of fit in between, and I made sure they, like, swung a little bit. Have bounce. Yeah, it adds a little bit of bounce to it. I really like the way it feels. It just felt, because like without the drums, it feels very, like, it feels very uneven. Yeah, see, that one was like a little fast, the third one. A little bit. That was because with everything else, it just feels like a good progression. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. It just felt nice. And a lot of music is feeling. I also added like a little bit of a chop thing. I have a habit of doing this. I will take a part of the sample and just kind of like loop it like that. But this was a little more than that. Or I just fucked with it so it was kind of uneven. It feels more organic. What can you say? So the intro with all the samples and everything kind of
Oh, these are pretty cool
really
bananas.
nice build. And it's kind of uneven too. Like you don't expect the drop to happen when it does. You'd expect the drop to happen like over here. Like, right? But there's a scream here that you don't expect, and it's just later on in the thing, I basically took some parts, made it a transition. Same rules, except I pitched everything down this time. And I found that actually this pitched down stuff really fit well with the 808 thing that I did here. Right? It, like, pitch-wise, it sounded okay. Right? So, like, it sounded like it was meant to be together. Yeah, so this here, like, if you really look, it's not like a static. I literally just took the sample and made it like sputter out. So it just kind of felt good.
Oh, these are pretty cool bananas.
The fart, actually, funny enough, was a real fart. I have no shame. My thought process for this was like, what if I actually farted? What if I actually farted into this beat? It would be crazy. But then it happened. So yeah. And then I also, to make it seem like it was like more lifelike, I added these like takes of me laughing.
Oh my god, what the fuck was that?
Just for like, it made it feel like there were other people in the room with me. So now we're on a new project, and I basically figured I needed more of an apology at the beginning, both for comedic purposes and to also warn people that this is gross, to say the least. So I did this.
Hey Kenny, I just wanted to let you know that you made a grave mistake putting no rules to this battle. I'm sorry in advance.
And and I didn't really put any processing on it. I did pitch it down a little bit just to make me seem cooler. Also, this was kind of like a just whoa penis. I don't know where I got that from. I'm gonna be straight with you. I don't really know. It showed up in my files one day, and I've had it ever since, and I figured it would be perfect for this. So Kenny, I'm sorry for giving you a panic attack. Yeah, I put some transition effects on here as well. I triggered them using my boy here, the MIDI fighter. It's look at that. Look at how listen to this. Those are real arcade buttons. So I triggered it using the map thing. I would press this, and then it would trigger on and off. Right? So I basically did that, and then I automated all this stuff. So it would turn on and off. And like when I recorded it, I recorded the MIDI so that it would just like turn on and off like that, easy. Also, I put RC20 on the master because I wanted it to have a little bit of clip. So if you look, the setting's really low, and that way it would just kind of sound like a little bit crunchier. It's not too much of a difference, but if you crank it up, it's kind of like whack. So yeah, that's really it. I didn't really do anything crazy. I kept it kind of relatively in the box. I had a time frame. I didn't want to like scare too many people, but I ended up doing it anyway, so I'm not really too concerned. Yeah, and I'll talk about processing after I jump into the pool. So, see you on the other side. Okay, so here's my Easy Master audio rack, and I gotta say, it's one of my favorite things that I have. I put it on everything. This here is a utility that I put to lower the gain a little bit, just to make things easier for me. Also, the bass is in mono. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I feel like it makes everything tighter. This here is the Make It Loud Master limiter that I use to add soft clip to it. This is a limiter I put on so that I don't cross a certain volume threshold and risk clipping. That being said, this one clips a lot, and that was an artistic choice. This right here is an EQ that I use to boost the bass a little bit more, also to boost the highs. I only boost them very slightly because I don't want to muddy up the mix too much, but putting this on makes me feel a little bit more comfortable with how it sounds in my ear. It's just a personal thing. It doesn't have to be added. That being said, feel free to add an EQ to your own liking. And finally, this is the master limiter, where you add color, saturation, and basically the fun stuff to the song. Shout out to Rusty for helping me make this, because I almost guarantee you 100% I know what none of this means. This is just what he told me, and I'm happy with it.
Are you sure about that?
And yeah, thank you guys for having me. I'm so happy I get to explain this to you. Feel free to follow my socials. I'll link them in the description below. Also, I have a new song out on Spotify. Feel free to check that out as well. Last thing, I want to plug the community that I'm a part of, 20XX. We make music. It's pretty fun. Feel free to join the Discord. The link is in the description. Also, thank you, Kenny. You're a huge inspiration to me. I don't know where I'd be without listening to your stuff from 777 and Netflix and Deal. Like, that was the entirety of the soundtrack to my sophomore year of college. All right, final time. Love you. Drink some water. Love yourself. Hug your parents. Pet your dog. Yeah.